More on this from our senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott, Chief Washington correspondent Karl. And Rachel, let me begin with you. I've never seen a chamber like that.
Yeah, George, and you said it yourself. It was a rowdy House chamber, at times extremely contentious. I was sitting inside the chamber watching this all unfold as Republican members of Congress heckled the President of the United States. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy warned his conference earlier in the day that the mics are hot, that the cameras are rolling. He wanted this to be civil and respectful. He told reporters after that closed-door meeting that his party would not be engaging in any childish games, but of course that all served as a very stark contrast to what we saw play out inside that House chamber, George.
And John, the president had a balancing act last night, pleading for bipartisanship, yet also showing that he's got a lot of fight in him. Did he do what he needed to do?
I really think he did. Look, this was a highly unusual State of the Union address, but this is one of the best speeches that Joe Biden has delivered as president. He came across as optimistic, hopeful. He seemed to be having a good time up there. And even when he was delivering some of those harsh attacks on Republicans, he was doing it with a smile. Not the name calling he's done in the past. There was no talk of MAGA, extremists, ultra MAGA Republicans. And the reaction from the Republicans, at least the backbench Republicans who were heckling him and jeering him, played exactly into his message. They made the contrast. He was able to, for a moment anyway, George, portray the Republican opposition as a bunch of angry hecklers, people that were bitter and rude. You could see Kevin McCarthy obviously didn't like the image. He was literally shushing Republicans in the chamber.
And John, the official Republican response, a familiar face from the Trump era.
Yeah, Sarah Sanders literally going to Trump's old spokesperson. Her message was very much in keeping with Trumpism. It was harshly negative, almost a bit of American carnage that we saw from Trump in his inaugural address. But one interesting thing, George, Sarah Huckabee Sanders may have invoked Trump, but she never once mentioned his name in that speech.
Right. And finally, Rachel, an unusual and remarkable moment for George Santos right before the speech.
Unusual it was. Congressman George Santos, who is accused of fabricating almost every single detail of his life, positioned himself along the aisle to cross paths with members of Congress that were entering as well as the president. And then you had Senator Mitt Romney go up to him and say to his face that he does not belong here, saying that he should be embarrassed. Senator Romney told reporters afterwards that he was surprised to see Santos along the aisle, saying that considering all the investigations that he is facing, that he should have been in the back and it should have been remaining quiet instead of parading in front of the President of the United States, asking if he had any shame, George.
Okay, Rachel Scott, Karl, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.